Bruce, I don't know who wants to read it first of all.
I guess any volunteers, I'll do it.
Go for it, Bruce.
Okay, let's see. Good morning. For the record, I'm Bruce Mandel, a member of the Madaket Advisory Board. Let's confirm access, members, and I when I call your name. Robert,
Here.
Tom,
Here.
Bruce is here. This open meeting of the
Oh, don't forget
Madaket
me.
Advisory Board is
Don't
being.
forget me,
Don't forget Kathy.
Oh,
staff.
Kathy. I'm sorry, Kathy.
I'm here for the record. Okay.
This open meeting of the Madaket Advisory Board is being conducted remotely, consistent with Governor Baker's executive order of March 12, 2020. That order, posted with agenda materials for this meeting, allows public bodies to convene remotely so long as public access to deliberations is reasonably provided. This meeting is convening via Zoom with video and audio recording, and we are being broadcast via YouTube on the town's YouTube channel. With no member of the public having asked to speak, this particular meeting will not feature public comment. Materials provided to members for the meeting or provided during the meeting are useless, otherwise noted available on the website. During the meeting, I'll introduce agenda topics and speakers. We may let Kathy do that. Please remember to mute your Zoom audio until your name is called, and let's direct comments and questions through the chair to avoid crosstalk and make taking of minutes easier. Lastly, votes will be conducted by roll call. With that said, we'll move along. Okay, call to order.
Okay, hang on 1 second, please. I'm going to pull up the agenda so you can adopt it. Let me find it.
Okay. Now we want to adopt.
I'll move the agenda. This is Bob, Robert, whoever.
I'll second it.
Okay. And then
All
you have to
those in
do,
favor of adopting the agenda, please respond by aye or nay. Tom,
Aye.
Robert,
Aye.
and Bruce, aye. The next item on the procedural business is approval of the minutes of the April 5th, 2021 meeting.
Bob will move it.
Is there a second? I'll second it. Okay, those members in favor indicate by aye, opposed nay. Tom,
Aye.
Robert,
Aye.
and I vote aye. So the minutes are approved. The next item on the agenda, if I have this correctly, is discussion of 47 Warren's Landing. There are three items. One is a new dwelling, one is a studio or cabana, and the other is a pool. And the first item we will discuss, Kathy, what's first on the batting order for this one?
it's a new dwelling. I'm just trying to pull that up here. I think I saved it.
The new dwelling
The 40.
is, we received documents on the new dwelling. There was a site plan and some elevations,
There we go.
floor plans. I hope you all had a chance to take a look at it. Does anyone have any comments?
My first comment was it's very tall.
That's very interesting, Robert. I looked it up. The Madaket area plan supports limiting the height of primary buildings in Madaket to 25 feet
Right,
secondary dwellings to 22 feet. This dwelling is 28 feet high.
right.
So that was going to be one of my comments as well.
You know, that was a warrant that we passed a couple of years ago.
Yes. So it's a bit too high.
Mhm.
And there is a roof walk or a pergola, what do you call it?
Some little tower up there.
That's a
Oh,
cupola.
I think it's an indoor viewing tower. And that height is not indicated on the plans, and I think it should be indicated.
This is Tom. I also consider that too tall.
The other question I have is, these are simulated divided lights. And I know that there's often been conversation about, particularly from Brad, is very interested in how these divided light windows look. And I was wondering if anyone had any comments about that. I guess not. So it's a very long building, by the way. This is a
Yeah, it's huge.
76-foot long building. And previously, similar buildings that we recently reviewed, this massing was considered quite large for Madaket trying to maintain its rural nature. And I was wondering what you thought of that.
I think it's much too big. It's overpowering. It's too tall and it's too long.
Okay, so there's those comments. Does anyone have any other comments on this?
Well, your comment about the windows, because these are 2/2, I think we probably should suggest that they might be 6/6.
Kathy, what's our prior experience with this? I remember Brad and Linda discussing this, but I can't quite recall their preferences. I know Brad preferred the 3/3 lights and didn't like the single pane bottom window portion of the window.
Well, I mean, you all can, it usually goes with the style of the architecture, but you all can make recommendations to what you'd rather see.
I don't particularly have a preference on this. This is an interesting location. Even though it seems to be a kind of a remote location, this building is going to be very visible from Warren's Landing Road. And I was just concerned that the massive nature of a 76-foot long, 28-foot plus height building was going to be quite out of the quality that we're trying to maintain for Madaket's rural environment.
I agree.
So can we go along with those comments, Kathy, that it's too tall? We would like to know the overall height, including the enclosed viewing platform. That should be designated on the plans.
Okay.
And that it's too massive for what we're looking at in Madaket.
Okay.
Would anyone like to vote? Should we vote on this?
Yes, if you want to make your comments, definitely.
Okay. I make a motion that those comments be described in the minutes.
I
Anybody?
will second it.
Okay, thank you. That motion's been seconded by Robert. We'll have a vote on this motion. Say aye or nay when I call your name. Tom?
Aye.
Robert?
Aye.
And I'm aye. So that passes 3-0. Okay, let's close the discussion on the new dwelling. There are two more applications for this property. One is for a pool and one is for what they're calling a studio. Let's take a look at the studio. Thank you. Could you enlarge the elevation dimension on the west elevation?
Northeast, southwest.
It looks to be about 18 feet and change, so
Bruce, it's 18.9. It says
18.
18.9 and 3/16 actually, to be exact.
these windows are similar
Mhm.
to, in most cases, to the house, except in the dormer, we have 3/3s.
Yeah,
So I really don't have too many comments on this structure. The equipment room for the pool is part of this structure, and that does not show, from what I can see, on any of these elevations. And I think that should be shown. And it would be interesting to know if the equipment room, if a closed structure, if it was a open structure.
Bruce, it looks like it's right here. Do you see where it says equipment? But you just want to make sure it's enclosed.
the
No,
appendage to the
I
building.
do see it on the floor plan. I
Oh,
don't
I
see it in
see.
the elevations.
Gotcha.
What are those vertical boards on? I'm looking at the east elevation and then the west elevation.
Unfortunately, the architect is not here to describe his
See,
proposal.
there's the south. It has those boards too.
Yeah, and west.
It
I guess maybe
almost
just-
appears as kind of a clapboard. The horizontal one that's shown on the south and west elevation appears to be some sort of a low railing patio configuration.
We have a large scale machine.
And the vertical ones appear to be kind of a view screening element. It's hard to tell.
Yeah.
I think I'd like to see a little more detail on the elevations. And I would certainly like to know if the equipment room is somehow open, closed. I'm concerned with the pools in Madaket and the equipment being noisy for neighbors and in constant operation. So that's my concern here. And I tried to look at the plans by blowing them up, and I couldn't get my questions answered. So I guess we have some questions as to the horizontal and vertical screening elements and where the equipment room is not shown on the elevations. We'd like to see that.
Is it just those two comments, guys?
Yeah, I think, have we lost Tom?
Oh, let's see. Uh-oh. We have, oh no.
No, we don't have a quorum if Tom
No.
is here.
Anybody notice when we lost him?
I think it's been a little while.
Oh, no. Robert walked
And now
away.
Bob's gone too. Bob, I see your
I think he's talking on the phone. Robert? Oh, no.
like herding cats.
We could always take this up. Robert?
He seems
Robert?
Bob seems a little distracted.
Yeah. I don't know if he has his audio on or not to hear us.
Got a radio or a TV on.
Oh, no. We were doing so well, Bruce. We were like, oh, there you are. Robert,
Sorry about that. I had a call from the nursing home about setting up a client conference on Thursday, and I had
Um,
to set an appointment.
Yeah, no,
What do I
we
need to
lost
go?
Tom.
Were you lost, Tom?
Yes, I don't know when we lost him, so
No, I had
I
to
would.
take that call. I'm sorry, but
No, that's okay. Did you hear any of that discussion about the cabana for 47 Warren's Landing?
well, I don't like all those boards.
Yeah. Well, we have to stop discussing it because you've lost your quorum.
Yeah,
So
okay,
the reason I was getting it is I could add it on to next week and just leave it on there.
okay.
Kathy, I
Actually, I
don't
could leave them
know,
all.
I don't know what to do right now, but
Oh, here comes
maybe
Tom.
without a quorum, perhaps we should postpone the rest of this till next week. Oh, wait a
Well,
minute.
yeah, I just let Tom in, but it's up to you. If he's still having issues, we might want to postpone it till next week.
Let's ask him.
Yeah, if that's okay with the rest of you all.
Yeah, fine with me.
You
I'm
on-
fine
Oh,
to do it.
going to unmute. I see the big thumb. We lost you for a while, Tom.
Yeah, I'm having trouble with my connection. I might, if I lose you again, I'll keep joining. I have a problem with connection for my location.
We were just discussing perhaps maybe moving this all till next Monday.
Tom, would you want to move this to next week so you're a little more comfortable with your connections and everything, or do you want to try to proceed?
Yeah, I'm connected again now, but sometimes I lose you.
I see. Well,
Well,
how much?
if we lose you, we don't have a quorum, so that's
yeah.
what the problem is right now.
How much of the discussion about the studio cabana have you heard?
I have no problems with the studio cabana.
Okay. Some of the things that I mentioned was I'd like more information about the equipment room for the pool that's not shown on the elevations. And Tom, Robert and I have some questions about the non-shingled portions of the east, west, and south elevation. We're not sure what all that is.
Okay, I agree with you. I agree with you on that.
So can we have a motion that states that we'd like a little better representation on the elevations concerning the pool equipment room and a better description of what the vertical and horizontal non-shingled areas are?
I'll make that motion.
Anyone second? I'll
I
second
can,
it.
okay.
All those in favor indicate by aye. Tom,
Aye.
Robert,
Aye.
and I'm aye. Kathy, are you taking minutes or shall I be doing that?
I am taking the minutes and I go back and I listen to the conversations and
Okay, great.
I fine tune them.
Okay, the next item on the agenda would be the same property. It's a pool. This is a long pool, long, narrow pool. It's 44 feet long and it's 18 feet wide. And there is a patio deck associated with it. And one thing I have noted here is this pool is visible from Warren's Landing, and my feeling from Warren's Landing Road, I'm sorry. My feeling is there ought to be some indigenous vegetation buffering it.
Excuse me, Bruce. It
Yes.
looks like the plans that they sent don't have the pool. This is a cabana again. Let me just double check if you all don't mind.
C 1.1 has the pool.
But there's no, usually there's more information on another sheet.
Right.
That gives topography and what the coping is and where if there's a fence or anything else hardscape wise.
Yes, and if you look at plan, hold on. My thumb's not working too well today. Here. There is some information on A13, which we just looked at for the cabana. And then, of course, on the civil plight, the site plan, C11, we may want to have better plan information for this, but based on what is presented, it appears this pool is visible from Warren's Landing Road to me and ought to have some indigenous buffering. And Kathy, guide me here. On the civil plan, it indicates a light pole. Hold on a second. Let me get rid of it. Can you put up C11? There we go. Can you enlarge? Yes, thank you. You see there's a light pole there,
Oh, yeah.
and that light pole would be visible from the street. And I've been chided by Linda about my issues with lights, outdoor lighting, but this one is clearly visible. We'd like to know what it looks like. And I'd like to know its photometric pattern in case it needs to be better shielded from the neighbors.
So this, you don't have, HTC doesn't have jurisdiction over light fixtures unless it's from town council. We had a citizens complaint about 2 years ago, and unless it's considered in the architectural design of the structure, you don't have any jurisdiction over light fixtures.
Even though the fixture appears to be pole mounted and is visible from the street?
I mean, if that were the case, then it would take hours to review each plan. I mean, you know, they don't, where are you looking at? I can't seem to,
It's at the bottom.
right here?
You see
Yep.
the curved part? You
Yeah,
see
right
the
across
curved
to the
part of
left of the
pool?
curved part.
Left of the curved part.
To the left of the little spa,
Whatever that is.
between the house and the pool, there's a curved portion of the pool.
Oh, right here. Oh,
Yeah.
I thought that this was a lot, not this. Okay. Well, I mean, you can ask, but they don't really.
Well, I
Emily.
would like to ask, and if they object, then, you know, we have no grounds.
Yeah. I mean, it's the only thing that it's supposed to have down lighting, but you're not really.
Right.
I mean, this could just be a standard
we've
site
just
plan.
We've just gotten done with our dark skies
Right.
initiatives and forums for
Right.
them. So
Right. There's a lighting enforcement in the code, but as far as HTC is concerned, they don't really have any jurisdiction over. But I can certainly put it on the comment sheet and to be brought before the commission.
So my comments basically are the topography of the lot would make the pool rather visible from Warren's Landing Road, and we would like some further detail as to whether there was going to be any buffering, so it's not particularly visible from Warren's Landing Road, and that the buffering should be indigenous and mature. And I think we would like a little more detail about what the pool looks like. Is it raised off the ground? Or has it got any stone? You know, what does it look like?
Yeah. So usually when they make approvals for pool applications, they always throw in a caveat of must not be visible at time of inspection and in perpetuity, just so
Right.
you're aware. But
Yeah, I believe that they should have more details on the pool.
Yes.
Okay, so do we have a motion on this pool review?
I'll make it.
Okay, and the motion is we would like some more design information,
Yeah.
elevations and materials. And we have some concerns about the architectural nature of the light pole and whether it's downlit and things of that nature in regard to outdoor lighting.
And then the screening of the pool from the street.
Yes, also any plantings, for screening.
Correct. So would someone make that motion so we can?
I can make that motion, Tom.
And I'll second it.
Okay, indicate your vote, please, when I call your name. Tom,
Aye.
Robert,
Aye.
and I vote aye. So this concludes our review of the 3 applications submitted by 47 Warren's Landing Road. The next item on the agenda is a shed submitted for 11 Mississippi. Mississippi Avenue is one of those almost paper streets. Have you
just-
had an opportunity to look at this shed? It's the dimensions are a little deceiving. And I had a question about that. On the north elevation, it shows the width as 12'9", and I'm not sure why that is is so. And the east elevation is 10 feet wide, so I'm not sure what's going on here unless there's a roof overhang, which I don't see on the plans. But if go ahead.
The height is 12.9.
Oh, is that the height? I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
okay. And it's
that's
right
height.
here on the plan. Sometimes,
It's the maximum size a shed could be, which is 200 square feet. And it seems like a rather benign type of,
It's
design.
it's a shed.
It's just a shed. And they gave some nice pictures of the main house, but I don't think that's really relevant to what we're looking at.
I have no problem with the shed.
just so you all know, the only thing that's missing from this application is a window and door schedule.
Oh,
So other than that, if you all were willing to, I could put it on consent with conditions, the condition being to provide the window and door schedule.
I think
I
that's
have no,
reasonable.
this is Tom. I have no problems with this.
So should we resubmit with the window and door schedule for the record?
okay.
Okay, we could, yes, okay, I agree with that.
Okay, so could someone move that?
I'll move that.
We need a second.
I'll second it, Tom.
Okay, thank you. Indicate aye or nay, please, when I call your name. Tom,
Aye,
Robert,
Aye.
and I'm aye. So that concludes our review of 11 Mississippi. We now have 3 items submitted for 30, looks like 36 Warren's Landing Road. And one is a garage, one is a pool, and one is a cabana, gazebo, I guess, that goes along with the pool. Let's look at the garage first. The garage is 24 foot 7 inches high, which is just below the Madaket height. And I don't see where it's raised. The foundation is 8 inches and the ridge is, okay, so we're still below. There's no,
Sorry, guys, I had a hard time finding it. Here we go.
the elevations are shown on plans A 1.1
Oh, there it is. Okay.
right there. And we've got 6/1 light windows. And it's kind of a large garage, and it has a second story with a viewing deck on it. Does anyone have any comments or concerns about this? Apparently not. So do we want to express that we have no concerns about the garage?
Well, okay with me.
I have no concerns.
Okay, so we have a motion from Robert, no concerns, and Tom seconds it.
I'll second it, yes.
Okay. Kathy, do you have any comments?
No, I do not.
Okay, all in favor indicate when I call your name. Tom,
Aye,
Robert,
Aye.
And I'm aye, so this is no concerns. Okay, the next item is for the same property, and it's for a gazebo cabana. And this is a 16-foot by 16-foot area. From what I can see on the plans, it's looks like clapboard on the west, south, and south elevations. The north elevations appear to be shingles, and the east elevation just appears to be a small shed area and open. So, did anyone have any comments or questions about this one? Okay, not hearing any.
No,
This is Tom. I have no problems with this.
no, it's okay. It's tasteful.
Okay. I made a note here. Hold on a second. This cabana is going to be visible from basically three directions on this plan. Are we concerned at all with buffering or anything like that? Each of those, if you look at the locus, there it is. Thank you. There it is. You can see that it's visible from three roads, three ways.
Bruce, this is Tom. I guess we could just make a comment that we might want to consider some, screening.
Some mature screening.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Okay. We could have made the same comment on the garage too, but a garage is kind of just a benign garage where a cabana like this is going to be having activities and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So our comments here is mature, indigenous screening due to the nature of the activities that are usually go on there. Bluestone patios and whatnot didn't particularly bother me, but the patio is not shown on the elevations. And I thought that would have been something we would have wanted to see. So,
Well, Bruce, they might be coming back with a hardscape, and if that was a hardscape
Okay.
application, and if that's the case, then the bluestone patio would be part of that.
okay, thank
I'm
you.
just assuming, I don't know for sure.
Well, there's a pool there.
Yeah.
There's a spa there that we're going to be reviewing in a second. So I think it's going to be elevated. There's a fieldstone wall and whatnot. I think we would like to see a little more detail, and they discuss on the pool plan C1.2. They discuss a 15-foot deep natural vegetative buffer to be maintained and restored, but the pictures that they sent are a little bit. They're difficult to analyze because they're not labeled, but it's evident that this is going to be visible from the roadways. So I do think the comment about a taller barrier, 15 feet natural vegetative buffer could be 1 or 2 feet high. And I think we'd like a little more detail too. And of course, we can't say anything about the lighting, so we won't say anything about it. So let's go over the comments for the notes. We'd like to see a better mature vegetative buffering. And I think we'd like a little more detail. Is that appropriate, Kathy?
Yes, perfect, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds good, Bruce.
Okay.
I'll
So,
second it.
so someone made a motion, yes?
Tom did.
And you seconded it?
Yep.
Okay, let's vote aye or nay. Tom,
I,
Robert,
Aye.
and Bruce is aye. And I think the last item was the pool. Does everyone have that? That drawing is shown on drawing C 1.2. There it is. Thank you. So we have a very
Here's your
long,
answer.
we have a very long boardwalk, and we have a 50 by 16 pool with an 8-foot diameter spa. There's a half a foot to 2 foot tall bluestone fieldstone wall that buffers part of the uh, boardwalk, and they have a love grass organic buffer to their lawn area between the house and the pool. But I don't see any indication that there is a tall buffer area to obscure or to buffer the pool from visibility. On the left side, we see love grass, and on the top of the plan, which I'm assuming is west, is the undetermined height buffer. So I think I'd like, if it was me asking this, I'd like a little more information about that. What do you folks say?
Just real quickly, you all, the board does not like, or the commission, shall I say, does not like to see pools close to the street. So
Meaning
that might be
someone either has it.
Oh.
an opportunity to maybe move it back. But
Okay, so
just to let, just so you know, they don't like that. If there's other areas that are allowable on the lot, they prefer them not directly on the
so we'd
street.
like to see this whole structure set further back from the property line. Is that what we're saying, Kathy?
Well, I just wanted to explain that as part of one of the commissioner, the commission doesn't like to see pools towards the street if there's a way to move it
Well,
towards
then
this
make that
property.
recommendation.
Right. But I don't know what, if there's something, maybe there's a septic tank or something. Who knows why they put it there? They could just,
It is very close to that unpaved road.
right.
And there's going to be a lot of dust and whatnot. That's not our problem, but we'd like to see it set further away from the property line. So does anybody else have any comments about the pool?
I think if they could relocate it a little further away, I'm in agreement with your comment.
So relocate and a more mature, taller, indigenous buffer. And I think we'd like a little more information on an elevation showing the fieldstone wall. I don't see that presented anywhere. So it's a nice drawing, but I think it's a good start, but I think we need a little more information.
There's a small picture, and it's very small,
Yeah,
showing the stone, but yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know it. I just saw it
Picture
myself.
simply a palette of stone.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
a pallet.
You got a final
True.
on your electrical.
that will someday be a fence.
And we don't know what that little sign on the tree says either, but anyway. Okay, so
I think it says wear a mask.
let's have so we have a motion, please, that we would like to relocate the pool further away from the roadways and the property line. We'd like to have more mature and taller indigenous buffer. And we'd like to see some elevations of the intent of the north east, south, and west elevations of this.
I'll
And
make it.
Bruce, did we want to, excuse me, this is Tom. Do we want to ask where the mechanical room would be?
Yes, the equipment room is, I believe the equipment room, if we look at the cabana plan, I saw something.
Just give me a minute. I have to stop this and pull up that one.
And it's just
Was
not-
there a note that it's in the cabana?
I don't know. You've got a living area there, you know, it's kind of like a living room. And there's kind of a outdoor barbecue in the center. And then there's the storage room on the left. But yeah, I'd like some more information about where the pool equipment is and how it's buffered.
That's my question.
Yeah.
It's a good question.
Are from the insurance companies?
Okay.
The insurance companies send these to this office and it just has to get filed because they're making.
Maybe is it over? Is it on this one, Bruce?
This property. There's only this one.
Well,
permit.
see, I don't see anything that
And that
says
is the
pool
application.
Well, there's a small room.
Now the wire.
If you look at the cabanas, well, if you look at this, you see it on the right side, you see this small room on the right side. Yes, that. And I'm not sure, there's a symbol there, the triangle symbol in architecture usually indicates a telephone outlet. So maybe that's for the equipment, maybe it's for Wi-Fi connection to the equipment. I'm not sure. We'd like a little more information on that too.
definitely.
Yes, yes, definitely.
And there is a fence that buffers, if you look at the north elevation on both sides of this barbecue area, you see there's a fence. And
Bruce, are we back to the pool application? I'm sorry.
But essentially.
you can put, yeah, you can put the pool
Okay.
A11. If you look at A11, you probably have to go to the pool. There's a, we can use.
This is a pool application. There's no A11. But did you mean the gazebo application?
Yes, I think so.
I'm gonna go back to that. I can. Let me see.
Making your life difficult.
Oh, that's okay.
Okay. On the south elevation, you see on the, and on the north elevation, you see there's a fence. I think I'd like to get some more information about what this fence is made of. Is it painted? Is it natural? There's no indication here on either plan about the fence.
Well, that would be normally on the hardscape with the pool. Let me see if is it on that one?
I didn't see that.
Okay. Let me see if it says it up here.
I didn't see it. Maybe I missed it.
No, it's, good catch.
So regarding the pool, we have 4 comments. One is to relocate it. One is to have a more mature, taller indigenous buffer. We want to know about the equipment and the equipment room. And we're curious about what this fence is. And we would like to have some elevations, particularly of the fieldstone wall and the other areas around the pool.
Okay.
So there's 5 comments.
Okay.
We have a motion, please.
I'll make it.
Seconded.
I can second it.
Thank you. All in favor, as I call your name, please. Tom,
Aye.
Robert,
Aye.
and Bruce is aye. So this concludes our review of the 3 properties. Is there any other business for the committee?
No, there is not. You can have a motion to adjourn if you so choose.
Anyone want to make a motion to adjourn or go for cocktails or something?
I'll make it. A little early for cocktails, though.
Okay, thank you. Seconded by
I can,
Tom,
I
I
can,
guess.
I can second it. We can go for coffee.
Okay. All in favor indicate by saying aye. Tom?
Aye.
Robert? Robert?
That looked like he froze.
He's frozen. I'm in favor, so it certainly passes.
Okay.
Okay.
Robert, were
have a
you
good
in
day.
favor? Did you vote aye?
Yes.
Okay.
My screen froze. When you-
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much for sticking it out.
Thank
Okay.
you very much, Kathy.
Thanks.
Have a good week.
Yeah.
You too.
Thank you, Kathy. Have a good day.
You too. Bye.
Bye now.